So, good morning to you all.
Because it is morning, yeah.
It is morning, yes.
We actually slept over in the van today.
We had our first night out in the van, which was reasonably successful. We camped in the van because it's nowhere near ready.
Nothing in it, so don't get excited. We literally had a mattress on the floor, which was relatively comfortable. And it's quite hot at the moment. It's possibly the last weekend we can do this. So we did sleep with all the doors open. At least it's safe here, so we could do that.
It was 35 degrees when we arrived here yesterday afternoon. So that's centigrade. So it is starting to warm up. And I reckon it would have maybe dropped to high 20s during the night. But there has been a little bit of a breeze blowing the whole night, so that's actually what has kept us cool.
So anyway, why are we doing the video in the desert today? Basically because we actually haven't got much to show on the van, and so we thought we'll talk about a couple of other things. One of the questions a lot of our friends have asked us is, how did we get to want to build a van? And I'll leave all the details to John because he knows more about it.
Oh, we both do. We started off building an wanting to build an entertainment center.
Because of COVID, actually.
Yes, we were stuck at home and we said, okay, well, what are we going to do? And so we took on a project to build this. Hello, Barney. This project at home. And in doing that, we had I was casting a concrete foundation, and I needed to find out or confirm that my recipe for concrete was correct. So I started looking up things on Google, and that landed up pushing me to YouTube, and that landed up to off-grid and then van life. So it was a long way round, but we got to van life. And since we are heading into retirement faster than we thought we might be, it is time for us to look at hanging up our boots from a full-time work point of view.
And just doing something different. We've been in the UAE nearly 22 years now, and we feel that we need a little bit of sense of adventure before we hang up our boots completely and we're too old and decrepit.
So the van life thought came up, and we researched it a bit, and we thought a bit more about it, and then we thought, well, why not?
We were looking around, and I'm the one that saw a Peugeot van driving down the highway, and I said to John, that looks like a nice van, because we had been looking at other vans as well. And so John looked up the Peugeot van, and it actually seems to be the longest, the highest, the biggest, the widest, the most everything.
Which is available in this country.
Yeah.
There are others which have better dimensions, but what is available in the country, the Peugeot Boxer, was the squarest, and as Hanneke says, fairly long, but also was very important to us was the height inside, so that all of us tall South Africans can stand up in there.
So anyway, John looked on, was it Dubizzle that you looked?
Yeah,
for a van, and we are Christians, so we do believe that things happen for a purpose, and we know about closed and open doors for us, and the Peugeot was actually one of the first vans that John saw on Dubizzle, and we feel in our mind, we feel that that's an open door for us, that God has provided us this opportunity. So we went and bought the van, with all its little complications of being in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and everything else. But anyway, we got the van in September. So the next question really that we've had from people is, what are we going to do with the van and where are we going? And we want to now drive it to Ireland and then back again, because we can't take it on to Canada. How we're going to get to Greece and Turkey to actually start that trip, we have not looked at yet because of COVID. It's just impossible at the moment to make any decision about how we're going to get there, whether we're going to ship it or whether we're going to try and get through some of the sort of more war-torn countries. We have no idea, and we're not even looking at that. I initially was quite anxious about it, and again, we know that we will find a path to either Greece or Turkey. And then we're looking at doing Southern Europe first, and then going up to Holland, actually, where my sister lives, and then go to the UK and drive around there. We have visa issues because I have a South African passport, so I have to get a Schengen visa, unlike my dear husband who has an EU passport, who can actually go anywhere. Unfortunately, due to being very silly earlier on in our marriage and not applying for an EU passport for me, I missed out on that one. So now I have to battle with my South African passport. So we do have quite a lot.
It just means she's got to stay with me.
Oh, that's
She
right. Well,
can't
that's
run
why.
away.
That's why we're moving to Canada, so I can get my own passport. It's all right. I'll stick with you.
Yeah,
So,
you put up with me. You have to.
yeah. So anyway, so the visas are a bit of an issue. So we're looking at going to the UK, and then we have loads of friends. Hello everybody from the UK, because we're coming to visit you finally. We're hoping to leave our van with one of our friends there, fly back to the UAE to start the Schengen process again. And also we will be keeping our visa here, so we actually have to come back within 6 months, otherwise that expires. So it's going to be quite a long journey. We're looking at 6 to 9 months. So once we've flown back here, done our things, got my new Schengen visa and whatever else I need,
Been to visit our kids.
and visit our kids,
Whatever's
and
necessary
see
there.
what's happening here.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the UK, and then we want to do Northern Europe, as far as Norway and all the Scandinavian countries maybe, and then head away back to the UAE. So as I say, we're looking at 6 to 9 months. We are in a little bit of a rush because we actually need to get to Canada after that. So it's not as if we can take out too much time in Europe, unfortunately. And also, who knows, maybe we'll be sick and tired of driving around in the van and living in a small house. So who knows what the future holds for us.
We are taking it without too much of a set agenda. We are looking to move around as we feel is appropriate and how we feel. We're not going to have a set, the sort of agenda that Hanneke has laid out for you is a very generalistic thing, and we'll take it as it goes.
We've had to do that the whole year because of COVID. We were initially looking at leaving in October. Now it looks more like December, but who knows?
In the meantime, we are working on the van. As Hanneke said, there's all sorts of little bits, so I think in the near future we will be putting out a couple more videos quite soon. We are videoing stuff as we're doing them, but I think I have about 5 different projects in the van, or topics in the van, which I'm busy working on. It is frustrating to me because nothing is getting finished, but this is a massive jigsaw puzzle, and every time I want to finish something I find there's some other dependency on it. So hopefully we will finish some of the things quite soon and things will start falling into place, because the lack of apparent progress is frustrating.
Yeah, there is a lot of progress and there is a lot of work going on, but nothing quite visible. I mean, I'm really likening it to a jigsaw puzzle. We've done the foundations, we've done the outline of the puzzle. Now we're working on all the little bits inside, and hopefully eventually in the near future, which might not be too long, it will all come together and we'll have a beautiful van. But in the meantime, we are actually using it, and like this weekend we've used it to camp. We are using it as an extra car because all our cars are falling apart at the moment, which is also a problem for John because he's been fixing cars rather than working on a van. And again, we're just hoping and praying that our cars will all last another 6 to 8 months. Then they can fall apart because then we'll just sell them. So I think that's it. Oh, just also about barley. People have been asking about barley. Barley is really old. So we are not going to...
Because of her brown hair, you don't see, but the whole of her back here is actually grey hair.
Yeah, and she's quite slow and she's quite an anxious dog. And I actually also think it would be difficult to have to worry about a dog as well. So
when we're traveling.
So Barley will go to our children in Dubai, and they will give her all the love. Well, they already do. Barley and Liam, my son, have got a very close bond. So it will be different for her because she'll be in an apartment, but at least she'll still be with loving people. So she is being looked after as well, and sadly we can't take her with us. Anyway, so hopefully you'll enjoy this video. As always, please just push the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. It really just helps us. Also, if you are watching the video or any of the other videos and they do get a little bit tedious, please just let them run, because whatever watch hours we get is also in our favor. So we would appreciate all that little bit of support.
And if you do feel that they're a bit much, please let us know. We can adjust how we make these videos. As I said, we are making them to try and give a trail of what we have done, and so we can look back on it, and also to keep our family in the far distant lands of wherever they are up to date with what we're doing.
Yeah, hopefully it's not too much of a ramble, and John and I are actually not exactly the most exuberant, happy, lively presenters. So
we've just woken up.
No, but you normally like this.
Oh.
John is not an actor and he can't anyway, hopefully you enjoy it.
I am what you see.
Exactly. So that's
me.
all right. Yeah. That's why I love you.
Hey, Barley. Yes.
So, are we saying goodbye then?
Yeah, okay.
All right then. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody, and we'll see how this video turns out.
Okay. So this is a tour of our van as we had it while we were camping in the desert. So over here you have our kitchen and our cooker and our other cooker, which is a portable barbecue. Over here we have our sink
with all the dirty dishes.
With all the dirty dishes, which we're not going to clean now before we leave. And over here we have our fridge, which worked quite well for us. That is Barley's bed, the dog parlor, and that is our sleeping quarters, which we are quite enjoying because it's still at ground level. So when everything's built, if you have a look at the top red line, that is where the bed is going to be. So that is going to be quite high up. We'll give you a sneak preview of half of our ceiling, which we're going to do with wood slats, which is still busy worked on. And the front of the van, again, we're going to take out the middle chair. This is the view from the front door, and this is the view from the back door, and just round the corner we have our seating area.
Cheers.
And I think that's all. And our working area. And hopefully in a couple of months' time, everything that's being used outside will actually be inside. So the exciting thing is, on our way home we came across this herd of camels. It's actually quite a big herd. You can see at the back there's a camel herder on his quad bike, probably with his cell phone. So those are what the modern herders look like. There are no wild camels in the UAE. Every camel belongs to somebody. So if you see a camel in the desert, it usually does have an owner. And they use the camels still for their milk and their meat. There are quite a lot of camel festivals where they have camel fashion shows, if you like. So camel can be worth quite a lot of money still, especially if you have a prize camel. And the darker the camel, the more valuable it is. This is also just an example of a little village in the desert. Again, the mosque is very important. We have a mosque on every 500 meters normally. This is what the houses look like. From what I understand, the families are given a house in these areas. They're quite big. Another herd of camel, really nice and close. So that's even better than the last footage that I had. There's a camel herder chasing them up. Sadly, the camels do like plastic, and so a lot of camels die because there is often a lot of litter left around. It's John's birthday today, so we're having cake, and our children are here. You've met Liam a few times already, helping with everything. But I don't think anyone has met Kelsey. And Kelsey is our interior designer. She's studying interior design at the moment, so she's going to help us later with the insides of the van. She's already given us some ideas with the roof and colours and other things, but she's going to be quite involved later on. So you will see more of her. Because the children live in Dubai, they only come here over weekends, so we don't see them too often. So having slept over in Dubai last night, we're on our way to Sharjah to go look for a single driver's chair. So Sharjah is north of Dubai and has a lot more scrap and stuff, so we're hoping that we'll be able to find something there. We don't know Sharjah at all, so it's going to be quite an interesting day. So this is It's the outskirts of Dubai. You can see the desert. Because there's no rail system in the UAE, everything is transported by trucks. So we have a huge amount of trucks on the roads, but they are only allowed to stay in the outside lane. And because of the desert, the roads are very flat, very long, very straight, and very boring. So it seems as if we're in the better area now. We can actually see some scrap yards. So we're going to see if we can find one that deals specifically with Peugeot.
Exit the roundabout. In 400 meters, you will arrive at your destination.
This looks a little bit more promising as far as Chevrolet, Dodge, Ford, GMC. We've been driving around and we haven't found anything, but we came down this lane and these are all Peugeots. They look a little bit sad and run down, so I think these are scrap. So John's just going to find out, and hopefully we'll be able to get something from here. That would be really... So we've had luck, we've found a chair which they're now going to take out of this van for us and put in our van. So we're feeling quite optimistic. We've just got to see if it's... So John's just busy loosening this up. And for the moment we're going to keep this chair just to make sure that the other one actually works properly. Storing it in the back. And here comes our chair that they're going to come put in for us. Open already?
Yeah, it's easy, simple. This must come out. Just go forward. This one must come out.
So what have we been doing? John's been very busy online doing a lot of research still and ordering things for the van. I've been busy varnishing slats which we are going to put on the ceiling. As we couldn't order a water tank, John's been making one. He's been welding plastic. He's also started on the cupboards, especially this one, just to see how it fits and how the color fits. And we've been doing other things as well. But for now, we're going to say goodbye and thank you for watching.
Goodbye.